Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is the face of the National Football League. In just 3 NFL seasons, Mahomes has already been an All-Pro, won the Most Valuable Player award, and carried the Chiefs to their first Super Bowl victory in 50 years. His endorsement deals and NFL salary have already helped him build a net worth of $30 million. And that number is only going to increase. In July, Mahomes signed a 10-year, $503 million contract extension with the Kansas City Chiefs, the largest contract in sports history. With all that cash, it's worth checking out how Patrick Mahomes spends his millions. His $1.9 million home. Mahomes ended the speculation that he didn't want to set roots in Kansas City when he bought a $1.925 million mansion in May of 2019. Located near the fancy Mission Hills Country Club, this 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home has a home gym, pool, and chef's kitchen in its nearly 3,800 square feet layout. While we don't know the exact figure, we know the price tag on the home wasn't the end of Patrick's expense. He and his girlfriend Brittany Matthews made some substantial renovations to the place after they acquired it as well. Those changes very likely brought the final total north of $2 million. Mahomes' mansion doesn't reach the immaculate opulence of more established stars like Tom Brady, but it's still quite the home for Mahomes and his girlfriend. His shoe collection. One of the renovations Mahomes made to his home was having a room designed solely to show off his 180-pair shoe collection. Arguably the biggest name signed to the Adidas brand, Mahomes has been the face of many of the company's recent ad campaigns and has taken full advantage of his access to the brand's merchandise. Mahomes has every coveted pair of Adidas a collector could want: Bathing Apes, Yeezys, custom Boosts, and others the average person can't even get their hands on. Each pair has its own display lighting, and the room has cameras and added anti-theft securities. The crazier part is Mahomes' collection was far larger than 180 shoes at its peak. However, he made some difficult decisions to narrow it down to ensure he could wear every shoe a couple of times a year. His hair. It obviously isn't close to the largest cost on Mahomes' expense report, but Pat doesn't spare an expense to make sure he's always looking smooth. DeJuan Bonds, the owner of the Purple Label Barbershop, is one of the biggest barbers in the Midwest. During football season, Mahomes is in Bonds' chair every Friday at 4 p.m. to make sure he's looking fresh. Bonds has been cutting hair for over 3 decades. Since the 90s, Bonds has been the primary barber for many Royals and Chiefs players. Of course, none have had Mahomes' celebrity status. Mahomes' memorabilia covers the walls in the shop, and dozens of kids come in each week to ask for a Patrick's cut. It's not just free advertising, though. Mahomes ensures Bonds is handsomely compensated for his work, and even flies him out on a private jet for away games. Kansas City Royals. Mahomes isn't a baseball player anymore, but he still found a way into the family business. Patrick Mahomes Sr. was a Major League Baseball player for over a decade. His son was a decent pitching prospect, but obviously wasn't willing to give up his legendary football career to pursue. However, this summer Mahomes found a way back into baseball in an unexpected way. The Kansas City Royals announced that Mahomes had joined the team's ownership group as a minority owner. At that point, before he'd sign his big extension, Mahomes probably didn't have the cash to get too large of a share, but with plenty more years ahead, he's now in prime position to slowly chip away at possibly becoming a majority owner. As if Mahomes needed any more accolades. If he's able to do this, he would become the first professional football player to own a major sports league franchise. Watches. No personal accessory is a more powerful status symbol than a watch. Indeed, Mahomes has clearly bought into that hype. At the Chiefs Super Bowl parade in Kansas City, Mahomes was spotted wearing a Yachtmaster Rolex watch. According to their website, Mahomes' watch, which included a customizable bracelet and other special features, cost $47,150. As we know from his affinity for shoes, we wouldn't be shocked if Mahomes is working on building an eclectic premium watch collection with some of his new incoming cash. Ferrari. What's a big house and a fancy watch without a luxury sports car? Mahomes completed the trifecta this summer when he bought a Ferrari 812 Superfast to celebrate inking his new contract. The 812 has a V12 engine, almost 800 horsepower, and can go 0 to 60 in just 2.9 seconds. He didn't buy just any Ferrari though. According to the company, Mahomes bought the fastest and most powerful vehicle the company has ever made available to the public. It comes with some new technological features as well, like electric power steering. Of course, a car like that will make more than a little dent in your wallet. The Ferrari 812 Superfast is listed at nearly $350,000 and only gets 16 miles per gallon on the highway. That being said, when you sign a $500 million contract, miles per gallon stops becoming a factor when buying a car. Off-season workouts. Maintaining MVP caliber play takes more than just practicing throwing 50-yard bombs. Mahomes has to dedicate plenty of time and cash to make sure he's at the top of his game when each season rolls around. Mahomes has worked with a number of notable personal trainers and coaches, including Bob Stroop. He's been a client of Stroop, who works at the Athlete Performance Enhancement Center in Texas since he was in the 4th grade. That long-standing relationship allows Stroop to go beyond the standard scripted plan for a football player. Stroop builds a regimen specific to Mahomes' playstyle. Of course, over 15 years of training from one of the best personal coaches in the country costs a pretty penny. Philanthropy. While Mahomes hasn't received the attention players like J.J. Watt or Drew Brees have gotten for their work off the field, he's quietly made a significant off-field impact. The Veterans Community Project is an organization based in Kansas City that focuses on finding homeless veterans a place to live. Recently, the organization aimed to build 49 tiny homes. Mahomes helped build the first 13 tiny homes during the foundation's first phase of the project. He hasn't been too shy to open up his checkbook either. In 2019, Mahomes created his own non-profit dedicated to supporting underprivileged children. At its first annual fundraising gala, the organization awarded $225,000 in grants to grassroots organizations. Mahomes has stepped up in response to the COVID-19 pandemic as well. He donated $15,000 to the local Kansas City Harvesters Food Bank, and his foundation has pledged $100,000 to aid the Kansas City Public School Lunch Program. Not to mention, this was all before signing his massive new contract. And with Mahomes' generosity, you can expect a lot more large donations coming in the future. What about you guys?